Hi, I'm Montel Williams, and I'm taking a break from shooting my talk show to tell you about an amazing new play that I've had the honor of performing in here in New York City. It's called The Exonerated, and it's a huge hit both in New York and on the national tour. The Exonerated is a true story of 6 innocent victims convicted of crimes they did not commit. And though their backgrounds may have differed, they all had one thing in common. Each was eventually found innocent and freed by the state, but not before having spent anywhere from 2 to 22 years on death row. There is nothing average or ordinary about this profoundly moving play. The real-life stories told on stage are riveting, shocking, and demand our attention. The Exonerated honors the humanity and patience of these courageous survivors while encouraging us to take a good look at the American justice system. It is one of the most gripping theatrical productions that you may ever see, and it's something that everyone should experience. So sit back, relax, and get ready for just a taste of the New York hit play that's now touring the nation, The Exonerated.
What has been done through this play is one of the most extraordinary events I have ever seen, and it will do more to promote justice than any literary effort that I have seen.
The Exonerated, 10 chairs, actors reading scripts, elegantly directed by filmmaker Bob Balaban to act as little as possible. They don't even stand up. These are true stories, men and women convicted of brutal murders, sentenced to die, who were eventually proven not guilty.
Execute. Execute. Execute.
The Exonerated, off-Broadway. There is nothing as powerful as live drama, and this is the most powerful live drama on Broadway.
Aiden, I heard it took you about 3 minutes looking at the script, the information to sign on to this. Why did it strike you so?
Just become spellbound by their words, by the trials and tribulations that they've had to live through before and since, and it's a very moving piece, The Exonerated.
They take away your name. They give you a number. So basically it's like taking who you are from you.
So then after I've been on death row for 22 years, they find this DNA evidence, you know, and the prosecution says this will be the final nail in Carrie Max Cook's coffin.
Mia Farrow, it's great to have you on.
Thank
I
you.
saw the play this week. It's great. All these people were completely 100% innocent, and that they spent long times on death row and almost were executed. What did the play tell you?
Well, it begs for a moment to re-examine the issue of the death penalty, that it's so flawed.
There's one category you won't find among the Tonys, though, most relevant to current headlines. And in that category, there's a play off-Broadway that would clearly grab a nomination. It's called The Exonerated, and the text is taken straight from the mouths of former death row inmates who were later found to be innocent. We recently saw The Exonerated ourselves with the show's director as our guide.
Eric Jensen and Jessica Blank been going around the country speaking to people who had been on death row, who were innocent, who had been exonerated. And they came to me with just very simple testimony, and we threw it up on stage. It's not just should there be a death penalty or shouldn't there be a death penalty. It's very much about the judicial process and the unfairness of it, the randomness of it, and the tendency, or the possibility anyway, of false convictions.
This whole little war I was fighting, on one side with the criminal justice system, and then there on the Western Front with fear for my life from these inmates every single day.
From NBC News, this is Today.
So you were an Exonerated, right?
Do you know about The Exonerated?
You know what? I'm really desperate to see that play. I've heard fantastic things about it.
It's fantastic. You must see it. It's all real stories. It's very much in the news now, too.
Incredibly powerful.
The Exonerated is stunning in its simplicity. 6 true stories of death row inmates that simultaneously document obscene miscarriages of justice and the resilience of the human spirit. More than a polemic against the death penalty, this production finds the poetry in these real-life stories. Every word spoken was taken from public record or interviews conducted by married authors Jessica Blank and Eric Jensen. The astonishing cruelty of one human being to another and the inherent corruptibility of the system cries out for a response.
Exonerated. Tell me what you hope happens to it.
I just came back from Chicago, Boston, and Washington. We're playing in Chicago right now at the Schubert Theater with Brian Dennehy and Marlo Thomas, who are doing a fabulous job. Our tour is getting great reviews. I was very doubtful that we could have, we sit in a 299-seat theater where you can see right into everybody's faces. How would we do this in a 2,500-seat theater in, let's say, at the Schubert Theater in Chicago? ushers in the last mezzanine were crying during the play in Chicago on opening night. It was so satisfying.
I went to see your play, The Exonerated, on Sunday afternoon. It was a terrific play. It's very interesting.
If you want to have a night out of superb theatre and to really be provoked and to think about the country that we live in, see this play, which is riveting theatre.
If it happened to me, man, it can happen to anyone.